Snowmobiles are just going crazy. Got a little bit more fresh snow here, and the grader kind of made a mess at the end of the driveway. Not much snow, not much built up over here, but in certain areas it's still, over the boots. So I'm going to be probably playing around with the bowl. Oh yeah, it's actually a little bit deeper there. I think I'll be playing around with the Bolens more than anything today. Used the diesel last time, but Bolens, because it has chains to get the front of the driveway, it's always a little tricky doing the front of the driveway because people like to drive snowmobiles over it, and you got to make sure they can get over it without getting stuck and tearing up the driveway, or getting the skis stuck into a snowbank. It is considered a trail, so you can't really block it off, even though the girlfriend would love to put a big fence across it. So this guy here, is it going to be stuck? Nope. This guy hasn't been started now in about, is it 4 weekends? I can't remember, but I gotta start by moving that guy over. I'm just going to do it by hand, and then maybe I'll get a dirty cold start on this guy. Should start, hopefully. One thing I'm going to say I like better is that the Sears, the snowblower, you can lock into up position. Can't really do it much with the Bolens. It just kind of falls down. I'm just pulling that off for next time I start it. Next time I think I'll start strictly with the torch, no cranking. Give it a try. Should put a multimeter on there, make sure the battery's charged. But the cold start I put up, I got a lot of cranking. Again, I'm not worried about those starter motors whatsoever. I got spares. Never needed one yet. Might be a waste of money buying them, but we'll see later on down the line. But next time I'll just start with preheat. But I did start it up probably 4 or 5 times and never ran it long enough. That's probably why the battery was low. Talking about battery being low, this battery is very old and probably low. And sitting for 3 weeks after doing the headlight test. We'll see what's going to happen. So throttle, leave it on low, chokes on. Let's see what happens. Oh, really? That's pretty good for sitting for 3 weeks. Let her warm up a little bit longer. All the tires look pretty good still. And I just checked my patch. Yeah, it looks like it'll be okay. It's kind of a little bit peeling at the top maybe, but yeah, that kind of sucks. Teach me for smacking it so freaking hard, I guess, hey? Look at this, how loose the chains are. I've really got to tighten those chains up, but starting to get a little smoky in here with the choke on now. Choke sticking a little bit. You guys see? There we go. She's off. Ugh, better back this up before I get too huminated. Well, that was not exciting or anything, but just went all the way around the trail, all the way around the backyard area, the full turnaround, the whole yard pretty much, besides where my truck was. And just starting to snow again, slightly, but I was going to use the diesel, but I wanted just to get it done quick. So, and of course the Bolens, I haven't did anything, but I had the front chute freeze up because, believe it or not, the exhaust melts snow right onto the crank, so that's going to have to be adjusted. Oh geez, it's the only one. Well, maybe anyway. We'll see if this turns into anything decent. Got a good drift there. Hopefully I got enough traction, but I'll probably play with the diesel. This is all pure ice underneath the snow. And what's up, chubby puppy? I don't know what else I'll get into this weekend, but tempted to go get some wood to build a couple shelves inside, and that's probably about it. And snow blowing. And I might bring that guy back into the city. I'm not too sure yet. But it's about minus 23 outside Celsius, so it's a little chilly. That is for sure. Are you camera shy? Seta. Oh, your paw's frozen. Okay, I'll bring you inside. So what did you do? We went to go buy 22x4s, and what did we come back with?
Oh man, I was not going to let you walk out of that store without these. There's no way.
So they're 4-inch by 5/8 and 8 foot long.
Yeah, but what are they? They're acacia wood.
Yeah, we went to go buy 2x4s, and somehow we come back with 80 of these. Not 80, 40.
40.
40, what am I thinking?
10 per box.
So the idea with these is, for the base here, we need to get something fancier. For the molding along the edges, we need to do it. For the top of that structure, if we ever finish it, we need to do it. We were going to use 1x4s. And we're also planning to build...
No. Tell them what we went for wood for. My greenhouse benches.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You see that plastic shelving there?
Now you're trying to steal all the wood because I got the good wood.
No.
Yeah.
My idea was I was going to get rid of all of this junk here and build an 8-foot shelving unit.
That was going to go in the garden after.
No, it was actually going to stay in here.
Which is why I want the acacia wood, because it's good for being outdoors in humid environments. What? What?
You see the puppy?
What?
Hey, Proxy puppy.
Hi. You know you're not supposed to jump up.
But now we got fancy wood that's normally probably close to $20 a board. We paid a lot less than that. It was cheaper to buy this than 2x4s. Way cheaper. Hell, we couldn't... 2x4 pricing right now is so crazy that...
We got twice as many boards for $40 more.
Yeah.
Than what we were going to pay for the Spruce Select.
Yeah.
Which is grade 2, which is okay, but not great grade wood.
So the idea is we might have to laminate a few of these together to get something strong enough. We do have some pretty bent looking 2x4s in there. But we're going to play around here and I'm going to make the shelving. See, I was going to originally match this bench across for starting seeds here. But now I think we turned an evening job into a week-long project.
Into a beautiful creation that will serve its purpose very well.
But we were looking for fancy molding for up top here, up top there, and across, you know, wherever else we needed it. This stuff would also look good on the windowsills instead of those ugly 4x4 poles. But we're probably going to get rid of those windows anyway, because they're single pane, and we're heating this right now, and it's going to be minus 20 something tomorrow. So
costing a bit of money, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, pretty sure this is going to be expensive.
Hey, what are you talking about? This was a great deal.
Yeah. Oh, wait, maybe not so expensive then, but it's going to be a long project.
Maybe.
Okay, so we decided we're tearing off all this stuff here. And the reason why is all this shrunk. You guys could see, well, that's not the full gap there, but you guys can see the gaps in between. This is the second time moving these now. So we're going to, originally we were thinking of getting more of this, but this is all they had in stock. Ooh, almost walked into the corner of this one. So we're going to put this on the outside of it and see how that looks. Well, all those boards are pushed down where there's no gap in them. And every single one of these boards comes wrapped in plastic, which takes forever to get off, but they are fully finished on both sides. That one has a couple marks on it. This one here is a little chipped up there, so there might be a few of them that we'll go through and not use. Maybe it's just on one side, but it's pretty fancy looking wood. Should look a little bit better. Okay, it looks like that's done in almost like... Yeah, that's a filler they put in. You can see right there. Filler. What are you bringing in here? They filled these. Huh. Well, this is how it looks with the new board on it. A lot better. Now, I still kept old stuff back here. Got one solid board there. Yes, you can see a couple gaps of light still through it because it's not tongue and groove, but it does look a little bit more interesting than this stuff. I still got to cut 2 pieces to fit in there. But this board here looks friggin' awesome.
It's so pretty.
Next weekend, might either start doing the door frame.
No, we'll finish the other wall next
You want to do this wall back here first?
Yeah, because then I can put the bookcases back and everything.
Yep. Cut the top board. Originally, we were going to use this to make a workbench top slash something to grow the plants on, but it's just too fancy of wood.
No, it's just super soft.
It is kind of softer wood, it seems. But, pretty sure. Are we doing that back wall? Probably not, hey?
Not the wall, but I would like to put a, like, shelving unit there.
Yeah. Because if
the post and the...
if we don't do this wall and we leave this, we could use the wood from here and the wood from the other side in the front to cover off the back of that.
Yeah, no, I want to leave the back wall, all the burnt stuff, but this should be all of the acacia wood.
Okay. And we got the bunch still up on top there. 2 pieces there. A couple scrap pieces there and 2 full boxes. So plenty to do over here. That's for sure.
Definitely no little pieces stashed away for my projects.
Well, there's the last of the belts. Yeah, she's gone. Just cooked another belt, cleaning up all the dog shit here. It's a little bit hard, I guess, but not too bad. But I left that trail out, so note to self, just don't walk on that trail. Yucky. Well, looks like I got a little bit of fresh damage on the corners there. I'm not gonna, touch anything. It kind of has some dog shit flowing around on it, but snap my belt. But this ain't really what I wore the belt on. I wore the belt out on something around the corner. Making a giant hill, you could say, but yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't know, this belt probably isn't the best. Now, it's very shallow too. Like, it's not as, like, it doesn't have much of a tip on it, you could say, so it doesn't ride very deep into pulleys. I'm pretty sure that's where I killed the belt. Yeah, you can't see it here, but I actually took snow off the top of this. This used to be pretty well right at tit height all the way across for me. And the Bolens went through it. It didn't like it. Then cutting down the sides. But that was last weekend. I threw the belt 3 times and had damage on it, but this weekend I finally broke it. Too bad they're so hard to find. I'll probably order some online, but you can see they started doing this right here really bad last weekend. So this belt, I don't think likes 20 horsepower very much. Well, she did good. I just put on my spare belt. It's a blue one from my local Princess Auto. But you guys see the belt's running a little high. Now, I am using a bigger belt than it's meant to have, but I just think it's a little stronger. I went and finished up with this and pushed it actually harder, pretty hard. Never had any issues. The issue I have is ice builds up in here, so there must be meant to be a plastic cover over top this, I'm guessing. Not too sure, but it kind of jams up, gums up. I got to take my knife and give it a couple jabbers. But other than that, everything's good. So she has been doing good, but I definitely should put some weight on her. I am running into a few issues where lack of traction and ripping up grass, you could say, because I might just happen to be snow blowing half the yard, you could say. Girlfriend's somewhere in the backyard. I don't even see her, but oh, there she is. She's playing with the handheld one doing trails. So I mean, I was going to use the big machine to do that, but she likes playing with it too, which is interesting. But she went and did the trail. Again, no one holding the camera, but just pretty much all around the yard. So she was playing around in here, making trails so she can walk through here. I mean, one good windstorm and it's just going to all gust back in, but thought she would have cleaned that out. I know she wants to use her wood stove, but it works pretty good. Give a little bit of a walk around here. Just makes it a little bit better, I guess, to be able to walk around. I went through here with the Bolens, and she'd been in here with the little tractor. Did a couple trails with the Bolens through here. Might have scraped that tree with the Bolens, but that tree is coming down. But I wanted to move it, try to transplant it, but okay. So many deer tracks here, by the way. It was just crazy how many. Oh, I thought she went in the backyard. Well, backyard, but it doesn't look like it. You guys want to see how many deer tracks we have? That is deer tracks. Yeah, pure deer tracks. That's nothing. You should see how many were here before we went over all this. So I still got about another, I don't know, 100 feet that way to decide what I want to do with next year. But we'll see. Okay, well, I'm a little chilly, so I'm going to go in. Like, can you say Deer Track Central? Like, wow. They don't want to really come in the yard during the day anymore. It seems to be only at night, and they stay in the very back. Looks like the deer are pretty hungry here. We might happen to throw a couple scraps out here to them. I don't think they're too big of a fan of onions, but they eat everything else, including potatoes for some reason, including rotten potatoes. But yeah, onions, not too big of a fan, but because dogs and onions don't mix, I think we'll have to clean all this up. Don't need no dogs getting into the onions. Oh shit. Okay. Looks like I might have to raise up the Bolens, as you guys can see here. It tends to scrape the ground a little bit too much. It's weird. Some spots it scrapes it, sometimes it doesn't. But that's back area there. That's all done nicely. So, and of course around the dryer vent and everything, that's all done. But so much to do, and can't do a lot of it with the snow. So. The only thing that I'm probably going to do this winter is open this up a little bit more. Everything from the dog pen ended up right here. That was pretty freaking deep. That's where I blew the belt originally, but yeah, you know, it could just go fertilize all that stuff. But you guys can see here, there used to be a tree here until the snowblower took it down. There's the stump of the tree right there. Yes, the snowblower itself took down a tree. Oh, it's going to be probably about that size, so it's not that big. But the idea is to, that one already was knocked down. That one will probably come out. Cut this a little straighter. And kind of thinking that's what I want to do with it. I'm not too sure, but it would be nice to have a nice trail through here. Well, I don't think I need the snow blow yet, but ooh, is everything nice and frosty. Yeah, you see how frosty this is? Wow. Well, at least they're not covered in ice. Got a bunch of freezing rain. Some crazy freezing rain. And some 80-kilometer-an-hour winds and a little bit of fresh snow. Solar panel up there for the cameras are a little covered, but the useful little hydro that could stay covered for probably 2 weeks and it'll still go. Talking about cameras, I think I'm going to upgrade one just for the backyard area here. Probably take down that antique dome one right there, upgrade that to something of more than double the resolution. But don't know what else I'm going to get into this weekend. Might just be a lazy weekend working inside. Yeah, it's a little bit brighter than the last one, but I just decided to swap up the old fancy light. And got the new one up here. It's a little chilly out here, but you guys can kind of get an idea. It lights up the entire yard all the way back there. And hell, it almost lights up past the motorhome. The entire yard site's actually super bright now, hey? It makes the cameras look like it's daytime out here. Be better once I get the 3 new cameras up on those wires, but it's using these guys here. But yeah, it is pretty sweet. That is for sure. Just thought I'd give you guys a bit of shot there. And it does hurt the eyes when you look at it. That is for sure. But it's going to be nice. And the next one they sent me, I'm actually tempted to mount it right there, out of focus. But that way I can work on a vehicle and have some extra light right at the hood. We'll see. A little sheer ice out here. Come on, poo-poo. Whew. What is today? January 17th, I think, yes. A little bit of wind. Not too much snow in certain spots, but it's meant to get some more snow, as you guys can see tonight. But just going to give it a little bit of a snow blow first, because there is some drifts that are over a foot. And because I don't want to do it in the morning, so I'm going to hope to get it done the best I can. Okay. Now let's just hope It's not too bad. It's not really the proper stuff to spray. But I'm going to spray down the snowblower. Especially the crank arm. I'm kind of having a few issues with that freezing up on me. Last week I snapped the belt in half, so I got one size longer of a belt on her. With hopes that that's going to make it last a wee bit longer. We'll see about that. Put that in my pocket. Hopefully no one mistakes it. No, I won't be videotaping it. I was going to say mistakes it for something else. Haven't had this running now in I think 2 weeks. My fuel is showing 3/4 on that, which means I got more than 3/4. I think that said 3/4. Tires still have air. That's good. I haven't had to fill up any of those front tires at all this year. Still got a lot of steering play. It's the bottom bushing. So when I jump on this tractor, I got to make sure not to use this to lift myself onto it. Because otherwise, I think that steering wheel is going to pop off sooner or later. But if I use it to get onto the tractor, I'll probably end up breaking something. Steering's actually frozen right now. The lift arm, I also noticed, choke on, start it while I'm saying this. I also noticed that the hydraulics for the lift seem not to work the best for the first little bit. She always starts up perfectly, this thing. Take the choke down a little bit. See, got nothing on the hydraulics yet. I noticed it has to run for a bit. Good. And now I'm taking my carpet with me. See, still nothing on the lift. Still nothing on the lift. Hold on. I'm not just going to start blowing right now, but I want to get her lifted up so I can give it her spray. Because the last couple of times I used it, all that iced up to the point that it would not even move anymore. But that's, I think, due to the exhaust blowing on it. Okay, I don't think I'll be filming anything else here. Oh, gee, there comes the snow now. Maybe I should actually, you know, just wait a couple hours. But nah, I want to play. Okay. Works good now. I literally left it running for like not even 5 minutes, enough time to spray everything down with that oil. I'll find out if that oil was a big mistake. It almost, I think it's not going to be good, that oil I just sprayed on her. You know why? I sprayed it for about a minute, gave everything a nice coat, and then the can got frozen and wouldn't shut off. So I rushed in here and sprayed this guy down with it, and the can was empty. So that can of rust check literally emptied within a minute. It was cold to a point. It was in my sunroom, but then it sat out here for about 10 minutes before, I guess. But enough that the nozzle froze on the can and would not shut off. We'll see if that was a big mistake spraying it on. It might just start clog paint up like crazy. We'll see. Next time I'll just use cooking oil. Okay, do what you were just doing a few seconds ago.
What?
You had your head a foot away from the monitor trying to read the titles.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm blind. That's why I got my glasses on.
Just got him a fancy new 32-inch computer screen, and he had his head a foot away from the monitor trying to read the titles, which are pretty large.
Whatever.
That's his Christmas gift. That's pretty funny. And if anyone wants to watch him on YouTube, he is Drive Shaft Drew. What are you doing? Oh, she's not burying the food. Get down from there, poo-poo. You bad puppy. Oh, now you grabbed your food. I thought you were trying to bury that in the planter. You were digging a hole first. Whew. you say, crusty and rusty and dusty and dirty, and just going through all the cabling here, fixing up some stuff here, using, of course, the old light here, and checking for any kind of burns on the cables, kind of like that guy right there. That power supply is temporarily disconnected, and yeah, a few other things here, but getting this guy running on a few more cards, switching out some power supplies, just maintenance, and of course this little old light here makes it awesome for work inside here. Ooh, another chilly day. Just went back to Winnipeg to grab some 2x3s for the workbench frame. Yes, I'm going 2x3s. Now when I say workbench, realistically it's going to be using for starting seating and stuff. Also get some new ratchet strappies here. Actually I got those last time, but I don't know what else I'm going to get into, what I'm going to film, but we'll see. Got a few other things to get done this weekend, but we'll see what happens.
Small check. Right?
Wait. Are you interrupting my whistling diesel to show me yard ideas?
Boy, you better listen. This is important stuff.
Well, you guys know last week when I did this, guess what? Can you guys see the light gap in there? These were all guaranteed touching. These boards are freaking shrinking.
Story of my life. All my wood shreds.
We plan to sand this corner here. We're going to probably put a baseboard on top of it, of course, or buff it down. We're not too worried about that. But we started realizing after about the first 3 boards that they were not lining up 100%. That kind of sucks. But again, this is normal board, non-tongue and groove. I just moved all this down, and you guys can't see it, but I got almost 1.5 inches of gap at the top of this board wall. At least that one's painted black, roughly, behind it. That's staying, by the way. And we're probably going to continue with this kind of wood over here.
Okay, come on, Slacker.
I guess so. Yeah. You guys see those gaps in there? Talk about the gaps in between. When we put these in place, there were 0 gaps in there. You guys see how big that gap is? Yeah. Well, that's the reason that we had with this wood here. I just moved this all tight, but no joke, this back wall had to be adjusted 4 times. Same with here. I just got to move that top board up, shim it, you could say, or cut one down. But yeah, those gaps are huge. And then I'm going to be building the shelf here perhaps this week. But oh, it's too warm in here to work. What are you talking about?
Right. We're almost done.
Yeah, and then we got to take it all off in a week or 2 and readjust it.
No.
We're using this time a countersink bit. Won't focus. This is a cheapie.
Which actually works much better.
Much better. That way the board should be removable without destroying them. Besides on that wall. That wall, we just did it the old-fashioned way. Okay. Got to get some baseboards up top there. You kind of see that joint pretty good there, but I mean, yeah, the roof's a little bit of a gap there, kind of a bad cut. But again, corner board's going to go in there. Corner board's going to go on top of this. We were going to sand it out originally, but no, I'm just going to go a corner molding on here in case someone ever whacks it. It's probably better. Now I can move all of this junk. We'll go probably up to about right here back. And the idea is to use the 24 2x3s, which were almost half the price of a 2x4 right now because of the crazy wood prices. And basically, I'm going to build the bottom shelf is actually going to start at the height of that board right there. And the top of it, we want right at the window height. And then another shelf's going to happen probably about right middle of the window there. And the idea is for starting seeds, and it's going to be the same. Do you want your bone, poo-poo? Hey, where are you going? It's going to be the same idea as pretty much that weight racking there, but it's going to be used to start seeds pretty much, you could say. And I got all this scrap wood here that we tore off, and this is going to be what we're going to use for the top decks, you could say. Well, it might not look like much right now, because it isn't. But these are just sitting on here temporary. Deciding if I'm going to double up the top rail or not. But this is probably just going to be some light duty racking. But I just got these guys all screwed together, and yeah, we're gluing it at the same time. We'll see. Okay, so just finished up with this guy here. Stand back a little bit, you guys can get an idea. It's kind of like a shelf, but the top is open temporary because grow lights have to go on here, because we're actually building this to start the garden. So there's going to be trays that sit on top of here. I'm probably going to still put this wood across it next weekend. But the idea is, technically, if I don't do that, the trays will actually still fit on here. Yes, they can kind of fall a little bit easier. But then the light would shine down. So there's going to be lights mounted on here. There's going to be lights under here. And, of course, the windows. And probably nothing on the bottom, because that's kind of where the dogs can reach stuff. But there we go. I guess that's it for this weekend. I mean, it's 99 inches long. That's pretty long, and it's same width as the workbench. Should work good, and it costs pretty much exactly $100 for wood and screws and everything. Well, it's very dusty, but it will look okay, I hope. Top shelf there. Yes, I know its boards the wrong way to hold any kind of real weight on them. Have a little bit of flex. I'll be putting something most likely right here, but this is just hold some light stuff. And I'm going to start working on that shelf next, and just a few little finishing pieces, but I don't know. I think it'll work good, and again, this is going to match up right beside the workbench there. Yeah, it should look pretty good. Oh, it actually looks like a shelf. Yes, Poo-Poo, you want to see? Well, need some finishing sanding and then reburn some stuff, but it's going to work for now. It's the perfect height to sit down and work. Might be a little worried about smacking my noggin on there, but kind of gave this a... This is a very punky looking 2x4 we put up there, but it looks okay. Still need to do some finishing sanding across the whole thing and reburn it, but I don't know. I think it'll work pretty good. Again, this is mostly just to start all the seeds, and later on will just be used for general storage, and it will go beside the very messy workbench. Proxy, it's minus 35 outside. You cannot go outside. Not too bad. This is now, in my opinion, completely done. Just went and got rid of some of the sharp edges, sanded down all the boards that we pulled off there. A little dusty in here. I mean, just a little. But everything's good. I was originally going to screw it to this guy here, but I'm not going to bother. Everything sits good. It's pretty sturdy, that's for sure. I mean, yes, I can pull it if I rock the whole thing, but thinking that's the way we're going to leave it. I was originally going to have bottom bars, 8-foot boards going across the bottom, but I don't think we'll need them. It looks more than sturdy enough. Okay, and again, those windows are going to be uncovered, and this is going to be for seed starting, and then we'll use it just as general workspace whenever we're not dealing with the garden stuff, but perfect height to sit and work. As long as no one gets up too quick and smashes their head on that. And again, the whole build cost about $120 because I already had 1x6s that I pulled off there, but otherwise it probably would have been another $150 just in 1x6s, so not too bad. Well, someone on a snowmobile decided to come through the front yard here, just on the corner of the yard, but all these new trees here that we were trying to grow, they decided to smash them, and then they come through here. Look at this little one here. So, and right through there, look at all the damage. It's like a clear trail now, hey? Huh, and there's another snowmobile, so there's two different sleds. I guess the property line is right there. So technically it's just that one tree right in the light there is the only one they've really damaged. That's mine. But this tree is toast. The whole stalk is bent in half. I just stood it back up, but it's broken on the bottom. That kind of sucks. That was a nice one. What? Oh, yeah. It's done. Stand it back up. Yeah, it's done. That sucks. Yeah, there's no way that one's doing anything. So. Oh, it won't. There's no point of trying.
You say that, but trees are pretty resilient.
Yeah. The one spot that we need more trees, hey? And the one, mind you, that one there, you know, it's borderline right at the property marker from the front road too. I know.
Who does that, really?
Well, I was thinking of cutting.
Freaking 15 feet. Why do you gotta come and destroy the trees on our property?
Oh yeah, I mean the crown land's just over there, so at least they didn't go across right here and take these ones out. That would suck. What are you doing, poo poo? It would have sucked if it would have been these trees here. The ones right there. You know, the top camera would catch that area, the one on the tripod.
Yeah.
Be able to figure out who it is.
2 days.
Yeah. Proxy, you really want to stay outside in the fresh snow? Really? Come on.